Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. If you are in another country, thank you so very much for watching. If you're in the UK or South Korea, anywhere in the world, Nigeria, Nepal, Ireland, thank you so very much. I appreciate India, Pakistan. I appreciate you watching, and this is probably your daytime. To people who are watching in the United States, thank you very much. And let's get started. Number one, Trump is not going to get kicked out of office. He's not going to get convicted of anything by the Senate. So impeachment is a simple majority in the House. Boondoggle. I had to do another one today. I'll probably be doing a live stream, just so everyone knows, from 12 p.m. Pacific, anywhere from 12 p.m. Pacific to 3 a.m. 12 a.m. Pacific to 3 a.m. Pacific every night from here on out. Boondoggle, thank you. Thank you for watching. And so to my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. Captain Bone Spurs, thank you. Captain Bone Spurs, that has to be one of the better names, one of the great names, Captain Bone Spurs. I've had some great names here. Beef Supreme, Space Ghost 1, a whole bunch of good names. Stephen McDougall, thank you. Omaha, thank you for watching. So let's get started. You need 67 senators. You're not going to get, let's just look at the impeachment process. You need 67 senators. I'll just read you the impeachment process. Let's just see where impeachment of the, how the impeachment process works. The New York Times. Oh, gee, how does it work? How do you impeach someone who didn't commit a crime? Treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Trump did none of that, yet Democrats think he colluded with Russia because of Facebook ads that didn't even swing. If at least 2/3 of senators find the president guilty, he is removed, and the vice president takes over as president. So here's the really funny thing. Mike Pence is more conservative. Mike Pence probably wouldn't have signed or wouldn't have presided over prison reform. Mike Pence would not have brought 10,000 Americans home from conflicts and battles. By the way, we had skirmishes with the Russians. Why would you want that? Why would you want that? We're in close proximity with thousands of Russian soldiers. So when he takes Americans, when he brings Americans home from Syria, that is a great thing. That is an amazing accomplishment. I'm going to actually start a website on Trump's accomplishments. I was going to do a website on the hypocrisy of Democrats, but I realized that even liberals and progressives wouldn't care because they view hypocrisy as just a way of life, so they don't care. So they're not going to abolish ICE. Notice how nobody on the left is. Yes, progressives, and I respect progressives, like my friends and who are still on the left, and pundits and people who are genuine. Even though I don't think Medicare for all is feasible, they still talk about it. But it's a small group that still talks about it. The mainstream does not. This, all the same people who campaigned, suddenly they're talking about gun control, which, by the way, this year, starting in the next couple of days, I'm going to really grow my Second Amendment channel. So you're going to see a lot of great things from that. And before this segment is over, I'll share uh, one of my most popular segments. It's with my 500 Smith and Wesson revolver, 10.5-inch barrel, performance center. It's pretty awesome. And so I have a segment on that. But if at least 2/3 of the senators find the president guilty, he is removed. That's 67 senators. Yes, yes. Or organic FOMO, yes. I have a Second Amendment channel. I will share that a little later. And Kay Kenward, thank you. So he's not going to get. Let's just continue to read this. How the impeachment process works. The account from the former FBI Director James B. Comey of President Trump pressing him to drop an investigation into Michael Flynn. That is an account that from a liar. That is a liar's version of a conversation that was private. Why would you trust that? The former national security advisor has escalated talk among presidential critics that his actions may amount to obstruction of justice. How can hearsay and gossip from James Comey? It gets me so upset. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'll be leaving Twitter. Please tell everyone you know. Not that I'm like this big person, but I have 26,000 people following me, almost 27,000 people following me on Twitter, which really means nothing. I didn't pay for any person following me. It was all organic. Sometimes you see 5.6 million, 3.2 million, 1 million, 80,000 people. It's like, yeah, you paid for the followers. No, not a lot, 26,000, but I didn't get, I didn't pay for any of them. And they've been stuck at 26,000 just because the Huffington Post called me the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet. The Washington Post called me the unofficial scribe of Bernie's most hardcore voters, something like that. Then I became a Trump supporter. I'm voting for Trump in 2020. Trump is bringing home Americans from war. I love Trump for that. I don't care if Clinton gets indicted this term. She better get indicted the second term. But the fact that he brought home soldiers from war has redeemed Trump in my mind, even though he was already doing a great job. He was already putting over peace between North and South Korea. He's going to sign prison reform legislation. These are all, by the way, achievements and accomplishments. I don't even know, Bud Drake. I don't know what that is. If that is a new, I'm actually, you know what? I'm pretty happy with no social media because I just don't see it doesn't. I'm a YouTuber, so it doesn't really essentially I'm a YouTuber. I'm a columnist, a writer. I do have books on Amazon, but essentially, well, it doesn't. I mean, Twitter doesn't even really help book sales. Word of mouth, YouTube helps book sales. People are still buying my books. That's because I have my YouTube channel. So, and then my writing, people read my writing because people who read the Jerusalem Post, the Daily Caller, or wherever I'm published, or the Times of Israel, they read that. So it's not like, maybe you might get a couple more people reading on Twitter. On Twitter, some cool things have taken place. Like the NRA actually retweeted one of my Daily Caller articles. The Gun Owners of America retweeted an article about my Daily Caller article, and it was why I joined the NRA after writing against. No, I think Dorsey loses though. I would say that Twitter, if they lose more voices, hopefully, if they lose more voices, then suddenly the platform will be Brad Owen. Thank you. I think that if more people just say the heck with it, because it doesn't help. It doesn't help spread your work. So it hasn't helped me sell one book. It hasn't helped me share really one article. It hasn't helped me with any views on YouTube. It hasn't helped, you know, um, it hasn't helped anything. Twixit, exactly. David Kaplan, Happy New Year. Yeah, I mean, it's like Twitter is a place where 90%, 80 to 90% of Twitter is negative, and um, you just get into arguments with people. There's no real point to it. There's no reason to be on Twitter other than you you want to learn, like you want to learn information that your favorite authors or writers. I look at John Solomon, Tom Fitton, Kimberly Strassel, Paul Sperry. I hope other people. I don't even need to log on to Twitter. I can just look at their Twitter pages. But even if Twitter didn't exist, they would have had they have web pages of their own. So I could go to their websites. I can go to the Judicial Watch website. I don't need to go to the Judicial Watch Twitter site. There's no need. There's no need for Twitter. Twitter is not even convenient because when you get on Twitter, it's like, hello, Kristen J. It's like a waste of time. Michael C., Happy New Year, HA. I think we may have underestimated the power of the media this last election. Absolutely. I certainly did. I got the 2016 election right. Clinton lost, but then I got too cocky and arrogant. And I said, well, the House. But see, the thing is, I didn't realize that people would believe the Democrats and their lies, but people did. And the media is just, like you said, is too powerful. It's too powerful in its fake news. I debate people. I debate friends of mine who are like completely brainwashed, and they can't even back up. They just believe it. They believe it. They know he worked with Russia. One of my friends today, how is it that everything he does, Russia is happy with? I'm like, well, how do you know that Russia is happy with? Well, he left. He's bringing home Americans. I'm like, yeah, that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Well, it helps the insurgents. No. Guess who's fighting them? Russia, Assad, Turkey here and there, the Kurds. Us being there is not the reason. If anything, we're in too close of proximity to Russian soldiers. Then I'm like, oh yeah, Trump sold weapons to the Ukraine. Obama didn't. My friend didn't know that. So the Mueller report is simply a Democratic Party extension of the Democratic Party. But let's continue this. This is hilarious. So if you read New York Times articles, you can eviscerate them step by step. How the impeachment process. The account from former FBI Director James Comey of President Trump pressing him to drop any investigation into Michael Flynn has escalated into talk of there's no evidence of this. This is his viewpoint. This is James Comey who said that Hillary Clinton didn't intend to commit a crime, even though she committed the crimes of transferring top secret intelligence outside the United States government. Whatever information he was given, I think, is wrong, because he still could have presided over peace between North and South Korea. He still could have brought home Americans. If they wanted to impeach him for firing Mueller, they wouldn't have gotten the votes in the Senate. So he would have survived that and been a legend. He's a legend. He'll become legendary already. But he was given bad advice. He should have fired Mueller. He should have fired Mueller even before the Manafort trial. Even before the Manafort trial. Because you don't need a Manafort trial. You don't need a Flynn sentencing. You don't. And by the way, Michael Flynn was set up. He's forced to. He's an honorable man. He's forced to simply plead guilty because there was an investigation set in motion by a fake dossier purchased by Hillary Clinton. And CrowdStrike is the only information that we have regarding the DNC servers. And the United States government just simply trusts a company that was outsourced by Clinton and the DNC. Of course, they're going to do the bidding of Clinton and the DNC. Why didn't they ask the RNC for a company? Why didn't the RNC pay for the company to look at the DNC servers? Or better yet, why didn't the United States government demand to look at the servers? So the DNC gets the United States government to defend it, while at the same time saying, no, you can't look at our servers. We're a private entity. We can do what we want. Well, which one is it? They cheated Bernie Sanders. Notice how nobody on the left is talking about that. Nobody on the left is talking about that. And I'm waiting until my 7 days are over, and then I'm going to just tell a lot of people off and then deactivate the account. So they have nothing on Trump. They have absolutely nothing on Trump. It's like a fantasy. Asking the FBI to drop an investigation is obstruction of justice. No, it's not. No, it's not. First of all, you don't even know if James Comey is lying. He's the biggest liar on the planet. So you can't make that categorical statement. You can't say, oh, well, and anyway, it's the president's prerogative. He's leading the executive branch. Having a conversation and saying, look, the guy didn't do anything is different from you must end your probe right now, which even wouldn't be obstruction. He can say that and the FBI doesn't have to listen. Or the FBI at that point, if Trump committed a crime, could simply have notified the press like they did endlessly regarding leaks to hurt Trump. What the FBI did, ladies and gentlemen, is through Peter Strzok and Comey and Andrew McCabe, what they did was they filtered stories into the media, and then once the stories were published, utilized those stories to get the FISA applications. Then they didn't tell the judge. They did not tell the judge that Hillary Clinton purchased the Steele dossier. So Trump will not be impeached because he did nothing wrong, number one. Number two, the 67, you're not going to get 67 senators. What, 16 or what? You would need, what, 15 senators to defect on the Republican side? No, more than that. More than that. So you're not going to get that. And there's no the Facebook ads, nothing. There's nothing on the left. Mueller report will not lead to Trump impeachment. No, it won't. 67 senators needed to impeach president. So being impeached in the House means nothing. Exactly. If he's not convicted. Well, okay. Yeah, he could get impeached in the House. Fine. I'm talking about removed from office. When people hear impeached, they think removed from office. So fine. That's what Mueller report will not lead to impeachment. The title obviously means removed from office. When people think impeach, they don't think just the House. So I guess maybe technically the title, you could be correct. The title is not from a literal standpoint. But even look, if let's say 67 senators needed to impeach the president. Oh, maybe I'll change the title. 67 senators needed to remove the president. So whatever. People understand the gist of the title. He's not going to get removed from office. You need 67 senators for him to be removed from office. And he's not going to be removed from office. He could get, if he wore Russian underwear, if he said, this underwear I'm wearing, these Speedos I'm wearing were a gift from Putin, they're Putin's Speedos, then Putin's Speedos? It's red, no less, with a hammer and sickle. You're going to get impeached. Putin's underwear. We knew you were always a Russian puppet. They have you by the you-know-what. They're even close to your you-know-whats. Boxer skis. Bud Drake. Bud Drake. They have you by the brief skis. We all knew Putin had control of you-know-what. And now, well, he will be removed from, albeit perhaps via impeachment and conviction. Conviction of what? Conviction of what? Of winning? Of being a great president? Of bringing home Americans? Of presiding over peace between North and South Korea? Of what? What are they going to remove him for? The intelligence community has no evidence. Mueller has no evidence. The DNC has no evidence. Nobody has any evidence of anything. There's no evidence. There's no evidence of anything. They have no evidence of a crime. I don't even know. But there's no evidence of a crime. There's no evidence of anything he's done. Let's read that again. Well, he will be removed from office, albeit perhaps not via impeachment and conviction. Not via... How will he be removed? 2020? I don't think so. Better, Rourke. Better. They hate now the left. Thank God I'm not on the left. Thank God. 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 Thank God I'm not on the left. Now they're going after this is sad too. They're going after Bernie Sanders. And like that's the thing with Bernie, like he's a good human being, he's a noble man. He's not a very powerful figure in terms of politics. He caves in 2 seconds, and because he caved, because he's no longer a threat, now they're like, oh, well, we don't need you, Bernie. We have Beto O'Rourke. What? What does that even mean? Beto O'Rourke spent $78 million and lost to Ted Cruz in Texas. Ted Cruz is not really a great candidate to begin with. And I think Trump's going 8 years, but if he doesn't fight back, if he doesn't fight back, he does risk losing the election. Yeah. I mean, I know because I have friends who are on the left. I have friends who are Democrats. And you're talking about children of the corn. You're talking about the most brainwashed, intelligent people. Patriot 95, hello. Hello. You're talking about people who are like, he worked with Russia. He worked with Russia. A Canadian can beat O'Rourke. He worked with Russia. He's Putin's puppet. That's it. They're convinced. They're convinced. You know, they're just convinced that okay, well then who's gonna beat him? Beto? Baracho Beto? I don't think so. Eric H526, my last super chat of 2018. Thank you, HA, and Happy New Year. Eric H526, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for just all your support and everything. Um so treason, bribery, and other high crimes and misdemeanors. What is the crime he committed? Can somebody tell me the crime? They don't even have a crime. Hillary Clinton transferred top secret intelligence outside of the United States government. That's a crime. Now, Clinton, stupid Clinton, he lied about actually, having the relations. Okay. But what he did wasn't impeachable. He got impeached because of he lied. What is? I never had any relations. You know, and you know, the 25th Amendment, they tried to use again. And this is one kind of reason I think that Rosenstein is still there. Because Trump's like, you're going to help me out, buddy. You're going to read the indictments of Clinton and Comey and McCabe. Because when the mechanism of government is turned upon Democrats, do you know they're going to cry and call tyranny? They love the deep state. They love Comey and Brennan and Clapper. But then when it's Sheena Haspel, who's like, yeah, if there's a new sheriff in town, he's called Trumpy, Donnie, new sheriff in town. They're like, this is unbelievable. The deep state is real. I'm like, yeah, well, we tried to tell you. Just like we tried to tell you not to have a simple majority for SCOTUS. That didn't work out too well. And then, with the Kavanaugh debacle, that was insane. The other day, one of my friends is like, well, it's credible. I'm like, nah, I don't believe it. He's like, well, what? I'm like, well, where's the evidence? It's credible. What possible benefit? Yeah, take one for the team. And, I don't believe it. No evidence, no nothing. Something happened in a galaxy far, far away. We don't know what. It just was a fleeting moment in time. Gossip is gossip. Hearsay is hearsay. If you got fired because of hearsay and gossip, you could sue. I didn't do any of that stuff. There's no evidence, and you fired me for no reason. Speak to my lawyer. But with politics, it's like James Comey said something. James Comey said something, and he said something, and oh my God, he said something. So, and just, it's like nothing he does. It's just too much. Did a Queen's podiatrist help Trump avoid Vietnam? Wait a second. You went 8 years with Bill Clinton, who obviously did everything possible to avoid Vietnam. So, yeah, very likely Trump did a Bill Clinton, and he tried to avoid many people in their position, or did those things. Who knows? Maybe he did have a foot problem. But the point is, it's like they're rehashing things that they fought against. So North Korea launched no missiles in 2018, and then NBC News, but that isn't necessarily due to Trump. It's like they just want to hate. Do you understand? They hate. The more they hate, the more I like. If the people who want never-ending perpetual conflicts where you're sending thousands of Americans abroad, there is no military objective to leave Americans there. None. None. You can't simply we left Vietnam, for example, for a reason. We could not stay there forever in a conflict that where people who lived there would just outlast us. That's what a counterinsurgency conflict is. You're going into another region of the world where people for centuries and thousands of years have lived there, and you're saying, well, we want to dictate our political version of peace and prosperity and our political system. And the people say, no, that's not what we want. Now, within the context of the Cold War, if you listen to like Robert McNamara, oh, well, we couldn't let, Vietnam, but I don't think you sacrifice 58,000, 59,000 Americans, or I don't think the trade-off should not be tens of thousands of Americans lost and hundreds of thousands of Americans wounded. This is not but this is what, the suits in Washington believe. Oh, it's just a chess piece. We're moving these chess pieces on a map. It's a board game where human lives and families and sons and daughters and, husbands and wives American soldiers have to sacrifice. Their families have to sacrifice. Do you think the liberals care? The same liberals who were like, peace, man, peace in the 70s and 60s. Now they're like, well, we have to. T-Devil, this is my Avengers. Now they're like, well, we have to strategically station Americans to make sure that, the bad guys don't pop up. Really? Really? That's interesting. Suddenly they're all foreign policy conservatives. Don't you love how but if you say something wrong, and now I'm reading that youth counterculture is completely the opposite of PC culture, which is fantastic. Oh my God. This moment in time will not last. This moment in time where this politically correct nonsense. I didn't waste any time today on Twitter. I did not waste time. I would have liked to speak to, certain people, obviously more, and direct message. But, oh, by the way, if you're watching, which you are, but in the upload for people who are watching, please go ahead and DM me if you follow me on Twitter. And I have to change it where anyone can just DM me. But if you want to receive updates from me on anything, my writing, books, articles, or YouTube uploads, DM me your email address, and you'll just get a newsletter, or not, maybe just an informal email from me. But they just can't. He visits Americans in Iraq. Oh my God, it's such a big problem. They can't let the guy breathe. They can't let the guy breathe. Hearsay is not evidence. There's no evidence. No, you can't. There's no evidence. Hearsay, gossip is not evidence. It can't be used in the court of law if there's no crime, if there's no predicate crime. If you're talking about this crime where there is evidence and there is fingerprints, there's an actual break-in, then yeah, if you have hearsay, no, it's not. You can't go into a court of law and say, oh, I heard this person stole my briefcase or stole my car. You did? Okay, we're going to sentence that person for grand, theft. You can't go into a court of law and say, you know what? I heard this person stole money from me. Whatever. The point remains with James Comey. It was his recollection. James Comey is a liar. He's an obvious liar. The guy, when he speaks, he lies. He covered up the Clinton email crimes, and it's his recollection that started the special counsel. Meanwhile, we can't even get a special counsel when the Uranium One informant, William D. Campbell, gives his recollection of when he was an actual FBI informant. The FBI actually paid him and to find out what Russians were talking about. And he was like, oh yeah, Russians, the Russians stated that they had the goods on Clinton, and they were bragging about how they could influence Obama and Clinton to get through the uranium deal. And there you go. No special counsel for that. But a special counsel for, and also the Steele dossier was purchased by Clinton. It was complete gossip. There is no evidence. There's not even evidence of a crime. Did he speak to Putin and organize Facebook ads? Did he pay Russian hackers? What happened? We have no evidence not only of a crime, we have no evidence that these Facebook ads were seen by anyone. How many people saw the Facebook ads and changed their votes? How many people in Michigan? How many people in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Florida? How many people in swing states? It's such an odd. And then when you ask, well, Mueller has nothing. You just wait. You don't know what Mueller knows. You don't know what Mueller knows. Yeah, I know what Mueller knows. Mueller has nothing. That's why he went after Jerome Corsi. That's why nobody talks about what's in the WikiLeaks Podesta and DNC emails. The legal definition doesn't even apply to James Comey. Why? Because he's a criminal. James Comey presided over a cover-up where Peter Strzok was like, we will stop Trump. Trump is a maniac. Trump voters are smelly. I hope he loses 1 million votes to 1 to 0. Andrew McCabe got his wife got hundreds of thousands of dollars from Terry McAuliffe. Hillary Clinton transferred top secret intelligence. You want to talk about, legal statutes. No, and I like, there are certain people, I do appreciate the person I'm speaking with right now. I do appreciate the person I'm speaking with because I do like to be challenged. And if it's respectful, I'm all good. Hearsay can be evidence when coupled with a crime, with other with supporting evidence, with actual evidence of a crime. So what they do is they'll go to inmates, and then they'll get inmates to turn on people when there's an actual crime with the weapon, with God forbid the body, with fingerprints, with evidence linking the suspect to the crime. Then if you want to add hearsay from an inmate, yeah, but hearsay alone, there's not even evidence of any crimes. Patriot 95, you've done great work, HA, these last 2 insane, crazy years. You cut through the fake news propaganda. Also, the more establishment hates Trump, the more Trump is doing the right things. No, I agree. Patriot 95, thank you so very, very much. Patriot 95. Patriot 95. Yes, but if I'm on trial for robbing a bank, there's video camera footage. There's there are hairs. There's forensics. There's I heard Aisha get in a red car. I heard the bouncer. No, it's not hearsay if I actually had a red car. if I if I had a red car and I actually used it and I pulled up in front and the video camera shows I'm running out, that could be supporting the actual crime. I'm not disagreeing with you that the testimony of somebody who can corroborate certain events, but you need certain events to be corroborated. You need a plethora of other examples of evidence. With Trump, there is none. Steele dossier. Okay, but see there, but a red car existed. With Trump, there's no red car. There's no nothing. Nobody, bodily fluids never rained upon anyone, except if you're Bill Clinton. Okay, all this thing is fantasy. Russian hackers did not hack the DNC to let people know that Bernie Sanders was cheated, thus influencing swing states. That never happened. None of this happened. So, my thing is Trump should have simply fired Mueller and said, look, show me the beef. Where's the beef? Where's the beef? Where's the beef? Well, I'm my only the only reason I brought up Trump is to talk about that specific case. The specific example is Trump. I'm not saying that a person's testimony isn't used in certain occasions. Sure, but with Trump, there is no corroborating evidence for James Comey's words. Comey just stated, oh, yeah, he told me this, okay? And then Rosenstein was like, he did? No. Let's have a 2-year investigation into nonsense. That's the thing. That's the thing. Sure, if there's a bank robbery, all these things, whatever. That's the point. If there's a bank robbery, there's a bank robbery. We don't even know what the crime was. What was the crime? I don't even know what the crime was. This whole thing is just a breakdown in logic. They don't want Trump. They can't admit that Clinton lost. You know that I know you're blowing smoke, nitpicking this beer. No, I don't know what that means. The crime was Trump won. The crime is being awesome. There is no crime he committed. There's no crime Trump committed. If I tell that to certain people, are like, oh yeah, well, what about this? What about that? Like, they ask their own rhetorical questions like, don't you find it interesting that Russia wanted Hillary? There's no evidence she wanted Hillary. More than half of the ads were seen after the election, and many of them were against Trump. They were meant to sow discord. And that's another hilarious thing. We had enough discord. This is like an overbearing parent saying, the reason that, you're upset with me is because of your friends. It's like, no, sometimes parents do things that's the reason the kid's upset. In darkness, thank you. It's going to be a great, but I just, the Papadopoulos situation was based on an alleged conversation. There's no evidence of anything. The Mifsud wasn't even contacted. Neither was Downer. Dumbo Downer. To my fans in Australia, God bless Julian Assange. And we need Alexander Downer to testify. Mueller did not contact Downer because he knows it's all nonsense. Mueller is an unbridled attack dog of the Democratic Party. Where's the transcript of this evidence? Apparently, Papadopoulos has it and it exonerates him. But a conversation cannot be used to start an investigation. There is not one shred of U.S. intelligence that was used to create this investigation. It was GCHQ in 2015 worried about Trump's contacts with Russia. Meanwhile, Hillary's contacts, you know who Bill Clinton's contact was? Putin. Bill Clinton met with Putin at his home outside of okay, so what? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence that and by the way, a dirt on Hillary is not a crime. You don't need, who had dirt on Hillary? Google. Or James Comey, he wrote the Comey letter. It was all hearsay. There's no evidence of, and the only thing they have is that, he was promised evidence of Clinton's emails. The Democrats say Clinton's emails were never hacked, so which one is it? Being promised emails that are phony, that are alleged to be Clinton's emails, is not a crime. That does not implicate Trump. There's no evidence that Trump told Papadopoulos to speak to anyone to hurt Clinton. Yes. So, and that's why Papadopoulos got 14 days. That's why even Mueller is like, yeah, Flynn, no jail. They don't have anything. They have nothing. The people who started the investigation were partisan Democrats who, it was a complete and utter setup. If they had done this to Obama, who ran on a Russian reset, then you can imagine. If Bush said, wait a second, he's running on a Russian reset, the Russians want him. Well, look, there's a low-level aide who spoke to somebody who happened to be linked to the Russians. And that person, I don't know why you brought up that person. He was, yet that's 250 people saying that they were, that's a little different. That's not Peter Strzok. No, Peter Strzok was the lead person who stated we'll stop Trump. If the tables were turned, Democrats would never stand for it. Spirit of Friedman. HA, can you donate some of your gifts to the Wall GoFundMe page? In honor of baby Jesus, baby, and for the troops, and because Papa Trump needs our help. Spirit of Friedman, I respectfully would ask people not to donate to the GoFundMe page, not because I have anything against the person who started it. I think he's a noble man, but because that's not the way the government works. The government's not, even if you raised $5 billion, Democrats have the House, they could just take it and be like, oh, good, now we'll use it for gun control. But Spirit of Friedman, thank you. I would, and we will GoFundMe also, like, how are you going to get your money back? That's the issue. Isaac Asimov, watching people deranged by the media cheer for the deep state coup is so disturbing. It is. That's why Trump needs to fight back. Isaac Asimov. And it's only about, it gets worse. It gets worse over time. It gets worse over time. And now you're seeing the true face of today's liberals. They don't care about war or anything else. They just care about power. It's about power. That's it. That's why when people try to, insult me, thank goodness I very soon, about 7 days, I won't be on Twitter anymore. Um, Peter Lavelle Jr. That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. Terrence WK. Yeah. Where are the I'm with her people? I love that. Where are the I'm with her people? Where are all the I'm with her people? Blazing Press. I won't be on Twitter for long. What I'm doing is I'm going to just deactivate my account in about what, like next Tuesday or Wednesday. I think next Wednesday or Thursday. No, probably next Wednesday. I'll have one last tweet storm where I'll just tell, a lot of people to, you know what, and then I'll be like, later, I'm out. Um, because it doesn't help anything. It doesn't help my channel. It doesn't help my writing. It doesn't help anything. And the potential to get in trouble just telling people off is just too much. Um, these vids, you're right. I think that would be the case, but it's kind of like Twitter is kind of like, I deactivated my Facebook account, and I've had like, I have not shared any of my stuff today on Twitter from my YouTube channel, and I've had like fantastic live streams. Like, I mean, it's 1:30 in the morning, and I have like 300 people watching. There are a lot of channels who don't even have 400 or 500 people in the middle of the day. I'm getting 300, and if there was something going on, it would have been more. I don't even know if people got all my um I don't even know if people got actual did people get thank you, Brian Cutliff, thank you. Did people get I've been a member for less than a year now. No, yeah. When I decided to start my Second Amendment channel and defend the Second Amendment. I'm also a member of the Gun Owners of America, which is a fantastic organization. Everyone should be a member of. Um, what am I saying? Did people get notified? Oh, you were notified? Okay, good. Humpy Dumpy, hello. So, Crazy Carl. Thank you, Crazy Carl. Isaac Asimov, thank you so much. Great. One of the greats, Isaac Asimov. So they have nothing. It was all a setup. It was all fantasy, and people believed it. There you go. Trump needs to turn the tables, though. Like the Queen, they're protecting the Queen at this point in Hillary Clinton because they know once she goes down, in terms of indictments, the gravy train is over. Because there's a reason that Clinton for money. There's a reason for that. Because the Clinton Foundation is a money laundering racket. But stop the clock. I appreciate your discussion. It is invigorating and enlightening. And there's also SD. He's also great. Very, civil, respectful. They come at me, but they respectfully, It's like debating my friends who are Democrats, which my buddy today, very intelligent guy. One of the most intelligent people I know, but he's deliberately like, that they move the goalposts because they can't give Trump credit. So they move the goalposts, Christ light. Merry Christmas. Christ light. If there was ever a YouTube name that I must wish Merry Christmas to. It's you, Christlight. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and Happy New Year. God bless you. Um, R. R. Pierce. I know an R. Pierce. Where do you see yourself in 2 years, HA? Hopefully over 250,000 subs. But like 300,000. It's not like I'm offering so many things. There's no bells and whistles here. It's just my mug. But I would like close to 300,000 subs. I would like, I'll be writing more. Perhaps some books out, perhaps a book deal. A lot of good things. A lot of good things. A lot of good things. But no. I wasn't talking about you. I stop the clock. I wasn't talking about you moving goalposts. I was talking about my friend today. My buddy today. My buddy today came at me hard, but it didn't work out for him too well. So he kept on saying, "Oh, I see. I see. Oh, I see." He kept saying to me, "Oh, okay, I see. I see." Every time I would burn him. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So Trump didn't work with. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay. You think the government would do that? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. It's always, oh, okay. I see. But Drake. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I see. Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless. I'll be starting my new, I'll be continuing my firearms channel a lot more. I have to build it because I'm very close to doing something special with it. So my YouTube representative said build the Second Amendment channel. And so everyone, I have this really great. This is my 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum revolver. Everyone share it. Everyone share it. No. This is just at the indoor range. Everyone share it. H.A. Gunman. H.A. Gunman. Bud Drake. Merry Christmas to you, Bud Drake. You're awesome. I have real revolvers are fantastic. This is a monster revolver. Monster revolver. It's either the most powerful or second most powerful. I think it's said to be the most powerful revolver in the world. And I own it. I own numerous firearms, actually. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. No, stop the clock. I am I'm very happy that you're here, and I enjoy the lively discussion. Tell you the truth, I actually enjoyed the discussion more with Stop the Clock than my friends today. Numerous ones via text and phone, to tell you the truth. No, it's William. It's just a 50 Smith & Wesson. Yeah, 50 caliber for the Smith & Wesson. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. God bless. To my super chat, thank you to everyone in the middle of the night. If you're watching from abroad in another country, please tell your friends about this channel. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Thank you so very, very much.